Hello, welcome back to episode 10. Today we're going to cover ODPs and SIDS. I'm going to show you guys the resources I use to help learn this and help you guys on your check ride. So let's get into it. All right, so we're jumping around a little bit, but today we're going to quickly go over DPs and ODPs. I'm going to show you guys where to find this information in a resource I use to help me understand this really easily. So first, a DP is a departure procedure. A SID is a standard instrument departure, and a STAR is a standard terminal arrival. So a standard terminal arrival, basically what that is it's getting us in kind of like a transition area for us to be able to get into our airport. And this is normally for really busy airspaces. And so this allows for ATC to be able to basically put us in this little spot and have us go here so that we can then transition right into the airport. Helps them out. And the same thing with ODPs and SIDS. So an obstacle departure procedure and a standard instrument departure procedure. So a SID is primarily, again, going to alleviate the pressure for ATC, and it's going to have you follow this route for X amount of miles or until you hit a transition point, and then get you to your actual point at which you are going to be going to your destination. All right, so for this, we are going to first look at here. So this is going to be chapter 10-5. It's going to tell you guys everything about DPs, and it is really important. So ODPs, they're obstacle departure procedures. They're basically there so that you can clear an obstacle. All right, and that is pretty much all that it grants you. And then we have SIDS, with the standard instrument departure. So the big difference here is, and I'm going to show you guys this Quizlet right here. I would 100% tell you guys to look at it. I have the definitions for all of these, and you absolutely have to know this. They might not have you like read an ODP or a SID, but they're definitely going to ask you, what is a DP, what is an ODP, what is a SID, what is a STAR, and then give me like the definition and understanding of it. So with DPs, there's three things you have to know. First, the airplane has to cross the departure into the runway at 35 feet AGO. You have to reach 400 feet AGO before you can turn, and you must have at least a 200 foot per minute nautical mile climb. All right, and this is really encouraged for people to fly at night when it's in VMC or IMC. Okay, and I'm just kind of reading you guys what we have here. The big difference here is we have the ODP and the SID. So an ODP, it, like I said, only gives us obstacle clearance, and it is either printed textually or graphically. The big difference here with a SID is it is only depicted graphically. It's not going to be depicted textually whatsoever. All right, but know this also, a diverse departure procedure as well as a VCOA. That's where you're climbing over on top of the airport, and a diverse vector area or a departure procedure. So basically what this is it's an area that they have already kind of done a sweeping, they've looked at the airport and decided, okay, so this airport meets a diverse departure criteria, and it's found in the terminal procedures publication. I have this here. And so basically it follows all of these guidelines right here, the 35 feet, the 400, and the 200. And they basically looked and said, okay, this we can take off here, and we, as long as we hit that 35, 400, and 200, we will clear any of the obstacles that are in that area safe and sound, just like that. Now, another resource for you guys is this. Look at this YouTube video. I have it here, Standard Instrument Departures in ODPs. He explains it really well. He also goes into detail in reading through an actual ODP and a SID. So I would look at this. This guy does a really good explanation. I will at some point post a video explaining how to read it, but for now, this is what I would give you guys. So if you use that, you use the Quizlet that I've created, you should be fine and be able to answer any questions that they will ask you on that check ride. And you can also use, and I'm going to tell you this, that information in the Quizlet is everything that I got from Pilots Cafe. I pretty much just copied and pasted it into a study format so that I could study it pretty well. But past that, that's all you really need to know for ODP, SIDS, and DPs. And if you want to know where I found that information here, right on this page, page number 5, is where I got all the DPs in our IFR takeoff mins. The only other thing I'm going to add here is it did say under this portion, what will we do for associated climb gradients? So for this one, if we go to Legend and Guides, I have a terminal, our digital terminal procedure. So here we're going to use this. Sometimes we have to convert so we can get our actual rate of climb and rate of descent. And so you can use this table here in here to be able to get your actual climb gradient and descents. And this is also just a really great tool because it gives you all the legends that you need to be able to decipher like everything needed for instrument. So really good resource. I would highly suggest you guys download that. Outside of that, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. And that's it. So I will see you guys in the next episode.